You know, if you have read the life history of Sridharanandaji and Swami, you will find that Swami had never spoken openly about Sri Ramakrishna, but his message to the world was based on Sri Ramakrishna's teachings. Now I quote an incident in their lives, Swamiji and the other direct disciples. After return from the United States, the devotees and the direct disciples, Swamiji's brother, monks, Guru Bhais, were mighty happy to have him with them. And one day in the evening, they were talking about the achievement of Swamiji in the States. But at that time, because of the limited understanding of some of the brother monks, they thought that Swamiji should have mentioned about his Guru in every talk and praise him. Otherwise, Swamiji's loyalty to his Guru will not be established or will not be expressed. So there was an amount of resentment in the hearts of other Guru Bhais, other brother monks, the direct disciples, that Swamiji was not very fair to his Guru. He only made his own drums. He publicized himself, as it were, in the modern day language. He marketed himself and never mentioned the name of his Guru. This was a genuine resentment in the minds of some of the Guru Maharaj's direct disciples. That evening, some of them thought this is the right time to tell Swamiji how deeply hurt they are that Swamiji never mentioned about Guru Maharaj in every sentence that he uttered. And it went to the extent that Swamiji was said, you are not grateful, not faithful to your master who made you what you are. To that, Swamiji had no words to defend himself. He shed his tears in agony and said, do you mean to say that you all have understood Sri Ramakrishna more than I do? Don't you remember what he said about me? And without further discussion, tears in his eyes, almost weeping, he left the meeting. That was what Swamiji's attitude was. He wanted to highlight the principles that Sri Ramakrishna taught and lived for, not the personality. Because all over the world, a personality cult develops around a person of spiritual dimension. Rama, Krishna, Christ, Buddha, all rotates around the personality of that spiritual giant. But in the present world, where these personality cults have crowded the whole universe, and everybody is running after each other's throat, saying, my Guru is Jagat. My person, the person whom I believe in, is the best in the world, and his teachings are the best. And that's why what we see in this world today, in the name of religion, religion that is required, which was established to bring harmony and concept of universal brotherhood based on men are made in the image of God. All these ideas have disappeared and my religion is better than yours. Swami at one point of time mentioned, I would like people to understand Sri Ramakrishna based on the principles he represented. I would not like a personality cult should develop around Sri Ramakrishna. This was Swamiji's ideas, and he faced a lot of criticism, he raised a lot of positive comments because of his attitude that Sri Ramakrishna must be known and worshipped for the principles that he lived for and left behind, not that person with such a face, such a nose, such a beard and this and this. That is why Swamiji wanted to make the concept of Ramakrishna universal. And his teachings have been described by Swamiji. The teachings of Sri Ramakrishna is nothing else but the truth of Vedanta in the modern day world, how it can be understood and how it can be practiced. So the ideas emanating from Sri Ramakrishna, Swamiji thought it tunes well, it vibes well with the eternal principles of the Upanishads, the Vedanta. And he coined a new word for the spiritual seekers and spiritual practitioners, a concept of a universal religion. Sarvajanina Dharma, a dharma which can be followed by each and every human being, notwithstanding to which faith, which belief, which ism he belongs to. It is meant for a Muslim, it's meant for a Christian, it's meant for a Buddhist, meant for a Jew, meant for a Tao, meant for a Hindu, of multi-dimensional concept. Now, this very Swami, at the faggot of his life, he thought that I must remove this misconception in the minds of the people that I have no respect, no gratitude, no faith in my matchless master. That is why, before he passed away, he wrote this hymn, Khandana Bhavavandhana, which you all sang and which you all. It was written by him. So we can say, what was Sri Ramakrishna according to Vivekananda's understanding? Who was he? And each and every word of this stotra and this stava, Khandana Bhavavandhana and Om Reem Ritam Swamachalo Gunajita Gudesha. It is written in very easy Sanskrit and it has been translated in I do not know how many languages. Let us take help of the English language to go through this pranam mantra. And why did he write this pranam mantra here? He wrote this pranam mantra with two views, two attitudes. One is people who sing this song people who'd like to the meaning of each and every word of this music, which reflects an aspect of Sri Guru Maharaj's spiritual personality. Not the form, but the principles for which he lived, for which he died, and for which he left an eternal message behind. So if we want to understand who Sri Ramakrishna was or is, according to the understanding of his best, choicest disciple, Vivekananda, we should try and understand what is the meaning behind this music. Let us not repeat and sing this music like a parrot without paying any attention to the meaning behind it. And Maharishi Patanjali has made it abundantly clear to us. Tad artha, tad japaha, tad artha bhavanam. That is what Maharishi Patanjali says. What does he mean? He means, look, when you repeatedly sing a song, when you repeatedly utter your mantra, that utterance, that remembrance is almost mechanical. To attain maximum benefit of this repetition, you must always hook yourself up, link yourself up with the meaning emanating from these words. Tad japaha, tad artha bhavanam. That is, you sing all right, but when you sing, let a part of your brain be engaged in reminding you what each and every word means to you. And more you absorb that meaning, more you are assimilating those man-making, character-building ideas which emanate from Sri Ramakrishna's personality, and you are saturating yourself with those ideas. That was one of the reasons why Swamiji wrote these two hymns. There's another reason. That reason is that we should try to understand what is the purpose of this. And the whole world should know that this is what the concept of Ramakrishna is for the humankind in future, so that cobwebs and dirty thinking does not enter your mind, that miracle mongering is spirituality, to cure people like this is spirituality. Spirituality means nothing but being one with God. And that's what Sri Ramakrishna proved in his life. So now coming to the essence of all this, let me go back to that pranam mantra which is recited by almost all of you during your prayers. What does it say? It says, Om Sthapakaya Dharmasya. The first quarter, 1/4 of the verse. Sthapakaya Dharmasya. The next quarter is Sarva Dharma Swarupa. Third quarter is Avatara Varisha. And fourth last quarter is Ramakrishnaya Deva. I bow down to thee, O Lord, as Sri Ramakrishna. Who are you? Now here is the universal concept of the personality known as Sri Ramakrishna. What is this? You are Sarva Dharma Sthapaka. Sthapana is to establish. Dharma, you know, we use it, but very few of us know the real meaning of the dharma. Any behavior pattern included in the worship goes in the name of dharma. Any charity, any helpfulness goes in the name of dharma. But dharma has a special meaning. And that dharma is eternal. It is not a brainwave on any human. It is the eternal wisdom of God, which is available to all of us, provided we know what it means, how to get hold of it, and how to benefit and profit out of that concept of word dharma. So when he says, Sarva Dharma Sthapakah, Sthapakaya Chasa Dharmas. What does it mean? It doesn't mean he created something from Krishna. All he did was, he rehabilitated the lost value, the lost meaning, the lost veracity, the lost credibility of the concept of the word dharma. That is what Sri Ramakrishna did in his life. In principle, his life proved that dharma means something holding on to which a human being, though a biological creature, does not degrade itself into a biological creature, but holding on to which he improves the quality of his personality in such a manner that he becomes one with God. That is the meaning of the word dharma. It is a basket full of ideas holding on to which we ordinary humans, we will be protecting ourselves from degrading ourselves into a biological creature. What we are beings and animals, but we have evolved. Because of that evolution, we are aware of those ideas, holding on to which we can manifest the divinity which is already within us. Each soul is potentially divine. That is what Swami said. Purpose of life is, with the help of dharma, you manifest that divinity already within you. This is the meaning of the word Sthapakaya cha dharmasya. Now look back to Sri Ramakrishna's life. All his life, he lived a very simple life. But there was no other intention in his mind but to be one with God. And how did he pray? Naming the previous saints and seers and sages, he used to say, "Oh dear mother," he looked at God as the motherhood of the divine. "Oh mother, you have been so kind, so blissful to so many children of yours, and you are not kind on me just because I am a poor illiterate Brahman wife." The intensity of devotion brings him closer to his mother. Why? He says, you cannot be uneven-handed. You cannot be partial. You must be same with all your children. I am also your children. You must care for me. And I am totally devoted. The main principles of dharma put into practice is seen in Sri. So the word Sthapakaya cha dharmasya means, O inspire us to know the real meaning of the word dharma. That is, all that leads you to manifest the potential divinity within you is dharma. And all that doesn't help you to go to that goal is adharma. And Sri Ramakrishna was born to bring back veracity, credibility of the lost relevance and lost value of the concept of dharma. And how did he do it? Not by preaching and teaching, not by Vijayadundavi, beating drums all over the world. This is Hinduism, this is what we got. He only lived his life based on the essential teachings of all religions of the world. To be one with God. This is what Sri Ramakrishna's life says. So Swamiji now concentrates the concept of the purpose of Sri Ramakrishna's life. What is the purpose? That by holding on to dharma, and dharma is a heap of varieties of ideas. As I tell you in a lighter mood, a basket full of ideas. Holding on to which I, an individual, I protect myself from degrading into an animal, which I am. I am a biological creature. But I am such an advanced biological creature that I can use my discretion, I can use my discrimination, and I can hold on to those man-making, character-building ideas which will improve the quality of my personality, and the end result of that improvement is to manifest the divinity which is already in me. I am the divine. This statement can be very well compared to life of Sri Ramakrishna. That's what he did. And if you read his life, you will find that urges and propensities of a biological creature, how it assails him and how he outgrew them to be one with God. Finally, he uses a word which is a bit controversial. I will need your attention and a little time to try to help ourselves to come out of this controversy or confused thinking. What is that, dear? He says, "Oh dear Lord Sri Ramakrishna, you are Avatar of Varishta." The word Varishta is a Sanskrit word, superlative, good, better, best. Good, novel, better is comparative, and best is the top. Bara, Bariyan, Varishta. And he puts this word Varishtata with the word Avatar. Of the avatars, dear Lord, you are the best. Now, it goes totally against the spirit of Sri Ramakrishna's teachings. How could Swami say that you are the best of all? As if Ram means nothing, Krishna means nothing, Buddha means nothing, Jesus means nothing. But Sri Ramakrishna never taught so, neither he taught so. Vivekananda didn't teach us that. He taught us universal religion. All religions lead to the same goal. We humans, we don't understand it. That's why I run with each other's throat with the sword or the dagger. We humans make evil of it. But how could Swami Vivekananda say, you are the best of all avatars? What is that bestness of him? We have to understand that. Otherwise, we will not be able to stand the criticism that you are also one of the same. You belong to the same fanatical group. Madguru Jagat. I am the best. Because I am the best, therefore my ism or my guru is the best. Did Swamiji mean that? No, he didn't. To understand this concept of word Varishtata, we will have to take help of the scriptures. Because we do not know how the scriptures describe the excellence of an avatar, we are liable to make that mistake as all other religions are making today. But this religion is based on a concept of universal religion, meant for all humankind, without asking them to change their religion. Because according to our scriptural understanding, this whole world is compared to a circle. A huge circle with a radius of infinite length. And you draw a circle with a radius with infinite length. And from each infinite point of that circumference, you can reach the center. If you draw it at a perpendicular to that point of the circumference, it will reach the center. The concept of universal religion can be understood with this geometrical example. Each and every human is a world in themselves. They are the product of their own samskaras. No two persons here are alike. Even if they are similar twins, one makes a saint, the other becomes a saint. They were born with two different sanskaras. Each person has his own understanding, own ingenuity, or own determination. Each one can work out its own destiny. And each one will be different from the other. But all of them will reach the same goal. Ekam sat viprabodha. Truth is one. People call it by many names because they reach by many different avenues. That's why they give it a different name. So dears, coming to the point now, why did Swami Vivekananda make this blunder to call his Guru as Avatara Parita? Let us now understand it from the scriptural point of view. And because you may not have the occasion to study the scripture in depth and detail, let me put essentially before you what the scripture has to say. You know, in the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna, an incarnation of God, has mentioned that as and when the world requires me, I will be born over and over and over again to establish the rules of dharma. In the Gita it is said, whenever, or